Hello YouTube and welcome to lesson 17 of the Adobe Premiere Pro training series. So today we're going to look at something called video graphs for color monitoring. So as you can see, I actually have a text right here which says graphs, and I have a series of letters which starts from whitest color to a blackest and goes to the blackest color. And over here you can see a Lumetri scope. So if I were to go into Windows and go into Lumetri scopes, Lumetri, that's how it pronounced, Lumetri scopes, then you can actually see this. So what it does is it actually scans from left to right, and it shows the amount of level of brightness that you see in the picture. So now you can see that this is a bit stressed out, and since I use the same set of colors over here, you can actually see the letters over here as well. So what this graph is actually telling is that there's a bit of amount of white on the top, right? And then this is the amount of white, the whitest object in the scene in this area, and over here is the dark object, and the darkest is at the bottom. All right, so this is how the graphs actually works. But if I were to see a video graph, for example, let me just use the title track matte that I used in the previous lesson. You can actually see that everything is squeezed towards the top. Actually, it's because that it says all of the objects over here in the scene are white, and you can see some black areas right here, the thin black areas. It is actually because this area has a lot more black than the rest of it. So you can see the difference right here. If I were to see something like a video, like a hyperlapse video, so you can see that the color spectrum actually is quite good. So you can see that there's a lot of red in the video right here. So this color spectrum actually says that there's a lot of red in the video. So I can actually reduce the number of red to balance out the color, and there's a medium amount of green and low amount of blue. So if I were to go into color, let's say for example RGB correction, color balance RGB, let me just drag that right here. Alright, then if I were to go into effect controls, I can see that RGB is right here. So let me just go to Lumetri scopes. Let me just bring out the program menu here and then adjust it to see what happens. So if I were to bring down the red, so you can see that I can just control the red in the graph. So if I were to manage it quite on the center, you can see that the red amount actually decreased. So if I were to increase the red onto the original position, it is back to the original video. So if I were to decrease the red of about to the amount of green, then it balances out. So it says the blue is less, so I can increase the blue level over there and make it balanced. So now you can see that the video is actually whitest, and it is more balanced than before. So if you want to color correct yellowish video onto a very color balanced video, then you can actually do this. So you can see that it is too red in this video, but if I were to color balance it, you can see that it is more balanced now. So if you want to do a bit of a color correction before you do the final color correction using other softwares, and this is a pretty good place to start. So this is how the color balance works, as you can see right there. Alright, let me just reset the Windows workspace because I changed it too much. Let me just reset to a save layout and get back. And let me turn on the Lumetri color, just like this. Okay, so not the Lumetri color, sorry, the Lumetri scopes. Alright, the color is for sharpening, vibrance, and so forth. This is actually something that I can do later on. Anyway, so we are gonna take a look at that in the later lesson. So over here in the hyperlapse, you can see that my red is the dominant color. Anyway, so let's go back to the title and let's see. But here you can see that everything is white because when we are using white and gray, then all of the bit of colors, red, green, and blue, are using the same amount of colors over there. But if I were to go to the title, let's say change this to a shade of something like I'm using gradient here, to a shade of red, for example, then you can actually see just red over there. So if I were to use a shade of yellow, for example, then you can actually see red and yellow. So it says more of the red color is being used and less of the green color, red and green, sorry, because yellow is made out of red and green color in the monitor. So if I were to go into something like orange, you can see more amount of red over there again, right? So the green is quite less, and for this color you can see that more amount of green is used, but for this less amount of green is being used right here. So you can see that individual color spectrums in the video and text and then adjust it accordingly. So hope you guys learned something as always, and as always, please like, comment, share and subscribe.